Hello everyone. Today I will explain 5 technical questions from the CCNA. First, let's look at the first question. The first question asks which network function is executed in the data plane or data forwarding plane. Then regarding the forwarding player, option A says handling inbound SSH management traffic, which is incorrect. Then the forwarding plane sends and receives OSPF. Packets. This is also incorrect. Then facilitating the election of spanning tree. This is also wrong. It's quite nonsensical. The correct answer is DD, which is forwarding remote. Forwarding remote client and server traffic. So the correct option for this question is D. Let's look at the correct answer. Choose D. Alright, this is a good question. The second question is about the two protocols of the transport layer, TCP and UDP. In what situation, he asks. TCP is more favored than UDP. The first option says UDP is used in optimal low latency situations, and TCP used in situations where delay is tolerable. This is incorrect. The second option is that TCP can accept dropping packets, which clearly shows it's wrong. The third option is that TCP is used for reliability. Used for reliable connections. This first half is correct, and then it says UDP can accept packet loss situations. Dropping situations, right? It means after I send it, whether you receive it or not, doesn't matter, right? It's unreliable transmission, so the correct answer is C. Let's look at the correct answer. Okay, the third question has an illustration, but this illustration is not very clear. Let's see, it says to refer to this illustration. Then cite 1. Point A. To connect to site B. Shortly after connecting, the user at site A sent a report to B. When it was sent to the hosted application on B, there were intermittent connection issues. What caused these intermittent connection issues? First, this diagram is not very clear. Actually, we don't need to look at this diagram. Let's just look at option A. Interface errors are continuously increasing. This should be correct. Let's wait a bit before we learn more. Then option B, increased usage, leading to delays. So this option for the question is wrong. On point A, used the wrong SFP, media type. This question is also wrong. And then site D used, Option D says that the wrong type of cable connection was used between sites. Cable connection type. And this is because I have already sent it. I have already sent this. The data is there. He couldn't have chosen the wrong medium, right? The transmission medium. It's impossible to choose the wrong one because the data has already been sent. The connection has been established. He said the question states that the connection has already been established, right? The delay caused by the frequency used. And this interface error. Between these two that are constantly increasing, we choose this one. For this question, the correct answer is option A. All right, question 4. Question 4, this one is a bit long. Actually, we don't need to read it all. It's just that the network engineer must, as he said. What must the network engineer configure? Configure this router 21. This is called E0, E1 slash, an interface. 1.1 interface. Then let this 1.1 interface connect to the hard R2s. E11 interface. And this interface, in order to apply the configuration, the engineer must compress the IPv6 address for it. This IPv6 address is too long and must be compressed. Otherwise, it's hard to recognize, right? It's not easy for us humans to recognize, but computers can. Then, this configuration command. What should it be like? It tests our ability to compress the address format. First, the leading zeros. These consecutive zeros can be compressed, right? Compression, why? Compressed into 2 colons. This is the compression rule for IPv6 addresses. Then the leading zeros. This is compressed into 2 colons, and then the leading zeros, like 0500, can be compressed to 500, right? The leading zeros can be compressed. And then this part. 00A also has leading zeros, which can be compressed to A. Then below, this segment cannot be compressed. 400F, this cannot be compressed, and the following part also cannot be compressed. So here, it's written as 400F. Then 583B. 583B. Okay, then 0dB8 can be compressed to dB8. And the preceding 2001 cannot be compressed. 2001 colon, so based on this, from our own calculations, we can directly determine the choice. Answer C, right? This. The mistake in the first question is here. It wasn't fully compressed here. Then the mistake in the second question is with the 0 placeholder. Right? This placeholder is not needed. And the error in the third option is that the higher bits were not compressed. So the answer to this question is C. Let's look at the correct answer. Choose C. Okay, question 5. Question 5. It asks about a type of network that checks the status of data packets to confirm their legitimacy. What is the network device? This question is very simple. It asks us what device. This device can check the legitimacy of data packets. A layer 2 device definitely won't work, right? Then there's the LAN controller. This is also incorrect. The LAN controller is also wrong. And the load balancer, it clearly states that its function is load balancing, right? Only option D. The firewall, this question is basically a giveaway. We all know that only a firewall can perform these packet legitimacy checks. So the answer to this question is D. Question 5, very simple. Okay, the correct answer is D. Submit. All right, all correct. If anyone wants to learn Cisco technology or obtain Cisco question banks, please send a private message or you can leave a comment below the video and we can engage in technical discussions.